Paula DeAnda is probably not the first person people think of when discussing early 2000s pop and R&B, but she had a string of popular earworms, and the backing of one of music's most powerful and iconic executives that at the time seemed sure to be setting her up for at least a few hit albums. Instead, interlabel politics ensued that derailed her career, and she keeps a relatively low profile since her hit-making days. Paula's career beginnings were actually very organic and homegrown. She got her start by performing at talent shows. She eventually got discovered and headed to the studio to record songs, except she didn't have a label to back her, so she took matters into her own hands and eventually landed some airplay on local radio stations. Her official debut single, Doing Too Much, was first released independently and gained so much traction that labels were forced to take notice. Clive Davis caught wind of her and she auditioned for him. He was so impressed that he instantly wanted to sign her, and at the age of 16, she was signed to a multi-album record deal on Arista Records. The label would lead with Doing Too Much being her official lead and debut single. The song peaked within the top 45 of the Billboard Hot 100. It resonated even more with R&B audiences. The sound of the song could be likened to the work of people like Ashanti. It's slinky, catchy R&B. Paula would prove, however, that she was not a one-hit wonder and could strike gold twice. Her second single from her debut album is the one song she's probably most remembered for, titled Walk Away, (Remember Me). It was produced and written by an all-star team. Famed writer and singer Ne-Yo and Christina Milian co-wrote the song, while Stargate took on production duties. Walk Away made its way to number 18, and it's a straightforward heartbreak ballad with a sing-along chorus. Paula was also very involved on who she wanted to work with. She actually told her label that she wanted to work with Ne-Yo, and the result was this song. The album had one more sizable hit titled Easy, which featured Bow Wow and Lil Wayne on another version. Paula's self-titled debut album made its way into the top 60 on the Billboard Hot 200, and she quickly began working on her second album, as well as a Spanish language album. There were obviously huge marketing plans in store for Paula, but plans got derailed after Clive Davis left the label. It was supposed to be a 5-album deal that obviously didn't happen, she said. Politics got in the way. Clive was no longer the CEO for my second album that I was working on. It never got released. Unfortunately, my A&R passed too, so there were a lot of people switching here and there and coming and going from the label. You always hear those stories and think, it'll never happen to you, but it happened. So essentially her career got stuck in limbo, which is unfortunate. It happened to a lot of artists around this time because there was a lot of labels shuffling. Paula moved forward independently, doing covers and releasing songs sporadically. And in 2014, she decided to audition for The Voice to re-establish her name. Shakira and Blake Shelton both were interested in her, but she went with Team Blake, but she didn't stay for long. Paula promised new EPs and albums throughout the years, but they've never come. Otherwise, she's still a very active person on social media, so much so that she even has an OnlyFans. She still performs live and releases songs every once in a while. However, her only fully formed body of work is the album she released in 2006.